So now we are already aware why Kubernetes was created. So in this video, we are going to understand what Kubernetes actually does. So if you are someone who knows Docker, even if a little bit, this video will give you the clarity what Kubernetes does and what power Kubernetes brings us into the plate, right? Because many of the people get confused between Docker and Kubernetes, and most of them even think Kubernetes replaced Docker, but that's not actually the case. Kubernetes and Docker both work together. Both are equally important too. So today we are going to understand what Docker does, what Kubernetes does, and why Kubernetes became important when applications started to grow at scale. So let's get started. So for let us clear the biggest confusion upon Docker and Kubernetes. So Docker is responsible for creating and running the containers, and Kubernetes is responsible to manage it. On that note, let's first understand what Docker helps us with, right? So let's consider that you have an application, and where does Docker fits into that situation? So Docker will help you in packaging that application, run that application inside a container, and create an isolated environment for it. So Docker is mainly focused on creating and running the containers. Now, when does Kubernetes come into the picture? Kubernetes come into the picture when you have many containers to manage. Now, for example, you have hundred of containers, you have thousands of users, or you have multiple servers. At that point, managing those containers manually will be a very big headache. And Kubernetes solves that problem. It handles the automatic scaling, it does the self-healing, it restarts the containers, it does the load balancing, and it manages the containers across the server. So the simplest line to remember is Docker creates the container and Kubernetes manages them. One more thing, you might be aware of it, orchestration. So what is the meaning of orchestration? So basically just remember when I say Kubernetes manages them, it basically it orchestrates them. So what does orchestration mean actually? So let's take this example, and by that you will be able to understand. Now imagine you own a food delivery company, and initially you have only two employees working with you. There are two delivery boy and there are few customer. So everything is manageable manually that time. So now consider your startup grows eventually. Now instead of few customers, there are thousands of customers, and instead of two delivery boys, there are many delivery boys. And instead of a single city, you have expanded and your business is there in multiple locations. Now suddenly the problem will start appearing, and there will be questions like who should deliver which order? What if one delivery boy is unavailable? How should we handle the rush hours? And how do we balance the workload? Same thing exactly happens with containers. Now let's consider that you are running a company, and here instead of running multiple people, you have to run 200 containers, and there are multiple servers and there are millions of users. Annually management of those becomes very difficult. It becomes an headache. Now engineers start to face the problem, and what are those problems? Problems like server should run which container? What if a container crashes? And how to scale during high traffic hours? And how do you update the application without the downtime? And Kubernetes solves all this problem automatically. We don't need to do anything. These are the default features that Kubernetes comes with. Right? So let's understand what is container orchestration. So now let's understand the very important term orchestration. So it sounds very much complicated, but the idea is literally very simple. You might have seen the orchestra, right? Just like in the opera house, they does the orchestration like this. Okay. Kubernetes performs the same. So what does container orchestration means? Container orchestration means that the containers are automatically managed by the Kubernetes, right? Automatically management of containers is called orchestration. That's it. Instead of human doing the manual task, instead of human handling everything, Kubernetes automates them, right? So what Kubernetes can do? Kubernetes can deploy the containers automatically. Kubernetes can scale the application automatically. It can restart the failed containers automatically. It can distribute the traffic automatically. It can monitor the application health automatically. Now let's understand with a very simple analogy. Now imagine that Docker is just like driving one car manually. You can control the speed, you can control the direction, you can control the brakes, and you can literally control everything. You can even control yourself. Now imagine managing the traffic in an entire city manually. it is impossible, right? Because you can just take care of yourself, you won't be able to take care of many people, right? So that's where Kubernetes comes in. So Kubernetes is just like a smart traffic control system, and it will automatically manage the traffic, the signal, the road routing, and it will also manage the emergency handling. Similarly, Kubernetes manages the containers at a massive scale. Now, what Kubernetes actually does. So you can think Kubernetes is like a very smart manager of yours. It continuously monitors the entire infrastructure and it keeps checking, are the containers healthy? Did any container crashed? Is the traffic increasing? Or are the server overloaded? Based on this, Kubernetes takes automatic actions. Let's take an example to understand. Now, if a traffic suddenly increases, Kubernetes can automatically create one more container. If the traffic decreases, Kubernetes remove the extra containers and save the containers, save the resources. Now, here is the most important concept, that is desired state management. Now, this is the actual heart of Kubernetes. Let's say you want 5 containers to run every time, and Kubernetes treats this as a desired state. Even if one container crashes, one server fails, Kubernetes will be responsible to make sure that the 5 containers that are desired by the user are up and running anyhow. It continuously works to maintain the state that you requested, and this automation is what's make Kubernetes powerful, right? So that was all in this video. I hope you understand why we are considering Kubernetes, how Kubernetes is different from Docker. Kubernetes is managing the containers created by Docker, and Docker is responsible for creating and running the containers, right? I hope this gave you the clarity, and I will see you in the next one. Next episode is going to be very much important, because in the next episode, we are going to learn, we are going to understand how does Kubernetes works internally. Yes, we are talking about Kubernetes architecture. Yeah, that was all, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much.